A few months ago, I was scrolling through my phone, stumbling across a video how your brain performance is really good at the beginning of a task, but over time, it drops significantly. So, a possible solution is this. Your brain performance starts to go down at 30 minutes, but then right here, 5-minute break, it resets it up. That way, you stay at that peak performing level. If you're new to the Pomodoro technique, it simply is a 25-minute work session, a 5-minute break. Repeat that over and over until you get 4 study sessions in, and then you take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. So, I gave it a try. The first way that I actually implemented the Pomodoro technique was with my laptop. What I did was set up a timer, and then once it's over, go back to the break, and once that's over, go back and forth. It was pretty awesome. I was able to get work done more efficiently than before. I was able to power through more time of studying, but due to my ambition, I did not take the 15 to 30 minute break that is recommended after 4 session times. And one day I knew I had to do work, but I didn't do any of it. Even worse, after that day, I kept seeing that my breaks got longer, my work sessions got smaller, and my motivation to do anything dropped. And because we ain't a wuss, instead of doing 25 minutes, I started to do 15 minutes because I figured that was going to be much easier to just start rather than having to wait 25 minutes, and then moved on the break from 5 to 3 minutes. And well, once I started to do the 15 minute and 3-minute break, I did see a good amount of work getting done, but I'm going to be honest, and I will say that I myself knew that this was not going to be a very long-term solution. So I made a compromise with myself. We need to go back to these 25-minute sessions so that we get more work done. But during that 5-minute break time, I was going to be able to use my phone as much as I could, because before I would limit myself to reading articles or listening to music, and all was good for a moment. Of course, if you're familiar with TikTok, you're going to know that it is very, very addicting. And well, that's what happened to me. Whenever the 5 minutes were up, I kept saying to myself, oh, just let this video finish up and then we can go. It was always a battle to stop doing something that I personally wanted to do and go do something that wasn't as fun, like doing work. And so what really helped me get out of this addiction was the meditation video to get rid of brain fogginess. That video inspired me to do meditation during that 5-minute break. And well, I'd love to tell you that this was the end of it, but I fell back. And this time it went into a lesser version where I limited myself to only watching YouTube, and then eventually shifted back to TikTok. But all of this changed when I started to use a stopwatch. I found that it was actually better because it's right there. All I have to do is basically flip my wrist, and there I am able to see it. Like, there we go. That's 24 minutes that I have been working. That is how I actually do it, and I recommend it because it's much simpler, easier to work with. As well, the stopwatch completely made me aware of how much time I was actually wasting being on that break and not working. And so when I was making this video throughout the week, shooting B-roll here, shooting B-roll there, I completely quit my phone. What I usually do is try to meditate, and if I don't want to meditate, I will simply just lay down and rest. This is the best way to go about this break in the Pomodoro technique. The first reason is that there is no addiction created from social media. The second reason is that you get proper rest. And the third reason is boredom. Interestingly enough, every 5 minutes that you give yourself a break, you're going to be incentivized to go back to work, because that is the most entertaining thing that you're going to be able to do. But we need to address something, and it's that when you do the Pomodoro technique, it's not a bulletproof thing. The break is probably one of the trickiest things that I myself have been doing so far. So if you want to start this, I would say to limit yourself on your phone to only YouTube or long-term type of content so that you don't get too addicted. And as well, do the 15-minute work session and then a 3-minute break. And after you feel ready to go on to the next thing, I would recommend going the 25-minute session and 5-minute break. And you want to do this for 3 weeks so that you build up that habit. Try to limit your phone more and more and more until eventually you're purely meditating or doing nothing at all. If you want to watch any of the videos that I mentioned, click here or here.